should have passed the night lay cold and silent. The sands of time had swept through, stealing life and warmth from everything they touched. And I, who unleashed the cataclysm, had been spared.
Whee!
Were there others like me, who yet clung to life, hiding in fear among the ruins? It did not seem so.
Oh. Anyway, what was I saying? What the hell am I doing? Oh, there we go. I've lost my train of thought. Oh yes, in case you hadn't gathered from the text that was on screen, those little clouds are upgrades to your sand tanks. I think once you get enough, it grants you a new sand tank, as I'm sure you saw from the text, the tutorial text, which is highly annoying, but I thought for the sake of you dear viewers, I would leave it on, and a swing, and jump. There we go. There's this way, the first health. I'm sure that the first health upgrade, or maybe even more of them, involves climbing a pile of rocks. Ah!
Stop!
Oh, bloody strategic falling rocks.
Had I really seen her?
With the death of me.
Or had my senses given
Roll
way
camera.
under the burden of horrors too great to bear, and conjured up a phantom? Either way, I could not rest until I had found her again.
Oh yeah, and I realised earlier, when I was talking about smoking, it sort of sounded a bit like I was talking rubbish, and in fact I was, because I've only really just gotten into the swing of this. Basically, I suppose I do sort of do it enough to adversely affect my health. The thing is, basically at college, and I know this is all sounding very peer pressure and everything, which in a sense it was really. Not that I'm blaming anyone for getting into smoking, it was completely my own choice. The people I hang around with, a lot of them smoked, and they just sort of, I sort of give it a try, and it turned out to be something I really enjoyed. And I'm young. I don't plan to do it for I don't plan to do it for many more years. And if I do, well, that's my own idiocy and my lack of willpower. But I like to think I have fairly strong willpower, which I'll actually get to later on. And so yeah, it's just something I'm doing for the meantime. I enjoy the way it feels, not the way it looks, but just I don't know, almost the social aspect of it as well. Which again sounds like peer pressure, but it's a nice way to interact with people, really. People who smoke, that is. Yeah, and I apologise to anyone listening to this who is severely anti-smoking, but this isn't for you. Anyway, enough with the obnoxious comments. What's wrong with me? As I was saying about willpower, the reason I mentioned that is that I think it was March last year. Just to give you an idea of what I'm like physically, I'm 6'5", so I'm a tall lad. But yeah, in March last year I weighed 22 stone, and I'm not muscly. That's pretty much all fat. And I was really unhappy. And the thing that actually kicked it all off was I went to a 30 Seconds to Mars gig with my dear friend AJ, who also has a YouTube channel, quite successful as well. He's Advent Child 93. Sorry, I am going to talk over the Prince bit because I'm sort of in the middle of something here. Yeah, so I went to a 30 Seconds to Mars concert with my dear friend AJ and a few other friends. Basically, at the end of that, I felt like I was going to die. I was just dead on my feet. I was pouring sweat. My heart was beating incredibly rapidly. I felt as though I was going to keel over, and so I thought, well, the main problem here, obviously, is that I'm just carrying far too much weight to be bouncing around and everything. And also, I was getting to that age where I wanted to care more about my appearance. And so I seem to remember being able to drag something. Oh, that's a different area. I just thought it's time I do something about my looks. And so from then on, I have lost a total of, well, let's have a think. So I weighed exactly 22 stone then. I now weigh, last time I checked, I was 15.9. So that's a total of 6 stone and 3 pounds. Which I'm quite happy about. I still want to lose more. I want to get down to at least 15 stone. Because then I'll be in the sort of normal weight range, because I'm still what you would consider. I mean, if you looked at me, you wouldn't say I'm overweight because I'm quite tall. You'd probably say just that person is of average build. But I am still in the category of what you would call overweight. Only by this number of 9 pounds. And yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so I would like to get down to that. I'll probably still want to lose some more to get to 15, but for now that's what I want to get to. I would like to get to that before I go to the Reading Festival on August 28th. The date, as it is at the moment, is, let me just check my laptop date, is 27th of July, so I have just under a month, or hang on, depending on how many days there are in July, exactly a month. I apologise, my knowledge of the number of days in the month is not brilliant. I forget the rhyme. You do it on your knuckles or something like that. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Yeah, I'd like to get down to 15 at least for the Reading Festival because, well, of course, festivals, A, you're going to be dancing around a lot, B, there are lots of members of the opposite sex there, and you just want to look good, you know. And at the end of the holidays, on September 21st, providing I get into my first choice, I am so looking forward to this. I'm going off to uni, hopefully at the University of East Anglia. I'll just be quiet.
Each time, what I had seen came to pass, as if the sands of time were giving me a glimpse into my own future.
Yeah, I'm going to, hopefully, the University of East Anglia to do English and film. And the thing is, not a lot of people have heard of the University of East Anglia, but it's actually, for what I want to do, it's highly reputed. It's one of the top English universities. I think it might be number 11 in the country. Okay, so it's like, out of the, what, 150, 200 or so universities there are in this country, that's pretty damn good for English, let alone, and it was, they contend that they were the first university to start studying film studies. Apparently, there's a bit of rivalry between them and another university whose name I do not recall, over who started doing film studies first, but either way, it is rather good. I don't know why I came down here, but I'm actually planning to go back up now. So yeah, it's the perfect place for what I want to do, English and film. And I need to get AAB to get in. People who aren't familiar, I've just done my A-levels in English literature, film studies, and psychology. And I think I did reasonably well. You know, I'm not going to be falsely modest here. I think I did really quite well in them. Only time will tell. I mean, August 18th is results day, so I'll find out then. You know, I might be posting a tearful commentary after that, saying, "Oh God, I didn't get in," but hopefully not. So yeah, I need A, B in that. I need one of the A's at least needs to be in English. This is a health upgrade here, by the way. This is the first one. So yeah, see, I was right. It did involve climbing rocks. So yeah, I figured that it should be very beneficial to my life and future career, which I hope to pursue as a film journalist, and probably at some point during this playthrough I will talk about various films that I have watched in a manner fairly more erudite than the one in which I am portraying myself and my hobbies at this very moment in time. There you go, nice little health boost.
Wonderful.
And that's another thing I love about this game, just the sound effects, like when you just run into a wall, nice little click of your knee just hitting the wall with. I love everything about this game. There is not a thing I can do to fault this game except occasionally the camera angles. And I mean, for its time, it's a beautiful game. Oh, who's he calling to now? Oh, here we go. This is Beatles time, I think.
Give me the dagger.
As in spindly thing for the legs, not the Liverpudlian band. Not Liverpudlian. Yes. Yeah.
Daughter of the Maharaja from whom you stole it. This is your doing,
I saw my father turn to sand.
and we will share his fate if you do not give me the dagger to undo what you have done.
Your traitorous vizier used the same words. From now on, I trust no one but myself. Run! Go back to the reception hall. Wait for me there. Go!
Ah, it's squashing time. Yeah, sorry, I didn't know why I sort of doubted myself there for a second. I just think it's oh, well, I'm not really a massive fan of the Beatles, and sometimes really common facts are things that you can get confused by because they are, by their very nature, just so common. Don't know why I didn't bother blocking there. Oh, okay, did not mean to do that. Whatever. Just accidentally tapped L1. Skadoosh! There we go. Let's take a little drink of water in a sec to refill my health.
Now I remember. Since we left India, she had been there. In the desert, I had felt her dark eyes upon me. Now, here she was again. She and I, the only two survivors. Did I say two? Excuse me. we were 3.
Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I'm not a massive Beatles fan. I apologise if that's absolute blasphemy to the ears, even of some of you. My dad is, but I've never really gotten into them. So I suppose the music I'm into is very different. Like, if to just give you some of my favourite bands names, Enter Shikari. I'm quite a big fan of Bring Me the Horizon, even though I know they are massively loathed. Yeah, various like hardcore, metalcore, deathcore bands like Suicide Silence I quite like. Kill Whitney Dead, sometimes for their comedy value, or sometimes because they make quite good music. They're this deathcore band who they include lots of movie and TV samples in their songs.
I did not understand the meaning of what I had just seen, but I knew, with a certainty I could not explain, that those winged creatures had a master. The man who had tricked me into opening the hourglass now had his prize, and for some unknown purpose coveted the dagger as well, would stop at nothing to possess it. Well, I would give him what he sought. I would plunge it into his foul and treacherous heart.
That's another thing I love about the Prince's voice. Too rarely do we get a posh Englishman in a mainstream popular game. Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to address. When his father introduced himself in the video where everyone turned to sand and everything like that, did he say his name was Saruman? Or was it something like Sharuman? You see, I'm only listening in one ear here. I have just my headphones plugged into the TV, and I have one ear out, partly because it won't stretch very far, and partly because I need to be able to hear myself speak. These headphones, because they're quite well shaped to my ear, they act almost as earplugs when I put them in, so I need to be able to hear myself speak. But yeah, his name's Saruman. Like, I mean, Lord of the Rings was out this time, wasn't it? I must have misheard. Oh yeah, speaking of Lord of the Rings, AJ actually brought this to my attention. I'm going to speak about a sensitive subject here, but you know, as I'm sure all of you, the horrible tragedy that befell Norway with this ridiculous, insane gunman. Apparently, as he went about doing what he did, he listened to Luxea Turner, which is a song written by Clint Mansell for the Darren Aronofsky film Requiem for a Dream. And what did the Daily Mail go for when they announced this as their headline? Apparently they went for Gunman listened to Lord of the Rings soundtrack as he went about killing people, and they specifically mentioned Luxea Turner. And the thing is, apparently Luxea Turner isn't even in Lord of the Rings films. It's in the trailer, but it's not featured anywhere in the films. Obviously they had their original score. You know, that's one of the things that made them so brilliant. They had this original epic score. What have I just done, by the way? I'm not entirely sure where I'm going. Oh, that was a mistake. Rewind. But yeah, it makes me angry when newspapers get silly little details like that wrong. I mean, and for those of you, for our international listeners / watchers, the Daily Mail is a publication that goes out to the entire UK, and is read by many people, and it's famed for its right-wing views, which are often very controversial, and their quickness to jump to conclusions and to try and create a fear among the nation. As you can probably tell, I'm not a massive fan of theirs. But the thing is, I don't actually read the newspaper that often. I get most of my news from the internet. Although when I do read the newspaper, it's usually the Daily Telegraph. You feel free to judge me for that or not. It's the paper my parents buy.